Welcome back to my channel, Soulmate Reading by Amelia. It's me, Amelia, your personal reader. Come in close for a moment, because what I'm picking up on right now is very clear, and it's not light energy. It's not soft. It's not the kind of message that stays polite and quiet. This feels like something that has been building for a while, and now it's reaching a point where it can't stay hidden anymore. The person on your mind is losing control over how they feel about you. And when I say losing control, I don't mean they're acting messy or chasing you in an obvious way. I mean their inner world is slipping. Their focus is slipping. Their self-restraint is slipping. They're trying to keep it together, but it's starting to show in ways they can't fully manage. And let me say this clearly. This isn't a cute little crush. This isn't, I miss you sometimes. This isn't a passing attraction. What's coming through feels raw, intense, and undeniable. It's like they've hit a point where even they can't pretend it's small anymore. Now, for some of you, this will resonate deeply. And for some it won't. Take what feels true and leave the rest. But if this is your message, you'll know. Because you can feel this person's energy around you. You can feel the tension. You can feel the unspoken pull, like something is happening behind the scenes even when nothing is being said. What I'm sensing is that this person didn't plan to feel this way. They didn't expect it to get this strong. They didn't sit down and decide, yes, let me get emotionally attached. No. It's like it happened to them. It grew on its own. It took on a life of its own. At first, they tried to treat it like something they could control. They tried to label it as temporary. They tried to push it into the background and focus on their routine, their responsibilities, their logic. They tried to act like it was nothing. But the more they tried to suppress it, the more it intensified. Because you touched a part of them they don't usually let anyone reach. And that's the key here. This person is not the type who falls easily. They don't get distracted easily. They don't lose control easily. They don't like feeling vulnerable. They don't like feeling emotionally exposed. They're the kind of person who likes to be composed, calculated, and in charge of what they show the world. But your energy disrupted that. It feels like you didn't even have to do anything loud. You didn't have to chase them. You didn't have to force anything. Just your presence, your essence, the way you carry yourself, it did something to them. It created a crack in their control. And through that crack, everything they were trying to keep contained started spilling. What I'm getting is this. They're obsessed, but not in a dramatic, desperate way. It's more dangerous than that. It's controlled obsession. It's quiet fixation. It's the kind where they hold it in, pretend they're fine, keep their face straight. But inside, it's intense. Inside, it's consuming. Inside, it's, I can't stop thinking about you. They might be the type who doesn't show their feelings openly. They might be the type who keeps people guessing. They might be the type who acts distant when they're actually deeply affected. And that's why this feels so intense, because what they're feeling is stronger than what they're allowing themselves to express. This is giving, craving. And that craving shows up in different ways. Sometimes they check your profile and then act like they didn't. Sometimes they watch from a distance. Sometimes they go quiet, not because they don't care, but because they're trying to regain control. Sometimes they act normal on the outside while spiraling on the inside. And I'm seeing a big theme here: resistance. They are resisting their own feelings. They're trying to fight it. They're trying to be logical. They're trying to tell themselves they don't need this. They're trying to stay strong. They're trying to keep their pride intact, but it's not working. Because the feelings are deepening with each passing day. I'm also sensing that they didn't realize when you became their weak spot. It crept up on them. One day you were just someone they noticed, someone they thought about sometimes. And then suddenly, you were the person they couldn't stop thinking about. They don't even know when it started. That's the crazy part. They can't pinpoint the moment. They can't explain it neatly. They just know that now, you're in their mind in moments you shouldn't be. They think about you when they're trying to focus. They imagine you when they're trying to sleep. They feel your presence when they're alone. They get triggered by small things, a song, a place, a scent, a memory, and suddenly they're right back in it. And the biggest part? They know what's happening. They know they're attached. They know they're affected. They know you have power over their emotions now. And that bothers them because they're used to being the one in control. This person prides themselves on not getting pulled by emotions. They're the type who usually keeps their heart guarded. They can be disciplined. They can be focused. They can be practical. They can shut feelings down when it's convenient. But with you, they can't. You override their logic. And it's not because you're doing something manipulative. It's because this connection hit them in a place they didn't expect. It touched a softer part of them. A hidden part. A part that they don't show anyone. A part that wants real love, real closeness, real loyalty, real commitment. So even though they try to act like they're in control, internally they're changing. Internally they're being rearranged. I'm also picking up that they started imagining long-term things. Not just desire, but future thoughts too. Thoughts of, what if this is my person? Thoughts of, what would it be like to really have them? Thoughts of, I don't want anyone else to have them. Thoughts of, I want this to be mine. And I know that sounds intense, but that's the energy here. This is not casual energy. This is attachment energy. And what makes it heavier is that they didn't consent to it. They didn't choose it. It's like life chose it for them. And if you believe in destiny or divine timing or anything higher, it feels like this connection is pushing them toward a truth they've been avoiding. They may have tried to move on. They may have tried to distract themselves. They may have tried to focus on work, friends, routine, other people, anything. But the pull keeps coming back. And the more they try to suppress it, the more it grows. Now, let's talk about how this is going to show up. Because I'm seeing that they're reaching a point where hiding is no longer possible. It's like their actions are about to start speaking louder than their words. This is someone who might not say everything directly, but they'll show it. You'll see it in the way they look at you. You'll see it in the way they react to you. You'll see it in how quickly their mood shifts when you're involved. You'll see it in their sudden presence, a message, a view, a like, a random reason to come around. Because they're trying to get close without fully admitting why. And you need to understand something important. This person is not comfortable with their own intensity. They may not even like that they feel this way. They might be frustrated with themselves. They might feel embarrassed that you have this effect on them. They might even try to act cold sometimes, just to prove to themselves they still have control. But it's only temporary. Because the desire is still there. The attachment is still there. The pull is still there. It feels like they're at war with themselves. One part of them wants to stay guarded and logical, and the other part of them wants you deeply, fully, without excuses. So if you've been feeling them in your energy, if you've been sensing them thinking about you, if you've been noticing strange shifts, it makes sense. Because this is not quiet in their world. Even if they're quiet with you, it's loud inside them. And I'm also getting this. They are reaching a point where they can't keep pretending. They can't keep acting like you don't matter. They can't keep acting like they're unaffected. Because every time you cross their mind, every time they see something that reminds them of you, every time your paths cross, it activates them all over again. So the message here is simple. They are losing the battle to stay indifferent. They might still try to act composed. They might still try to keep their pride. But the feelings are getting too heavy, too strong, too consistent. And if this resonates for you, don't be surprised if their behavior becomes more obvious. Don't be surprised if they start showing up more. Don't be surprised if their actions start revealing what their mouth can't say yet. Because what I'm sensing is that they're approaching an exposure point. A moment where they can't hide what they feel anymore, even if they try. And one last thing. This feels like the kind of connection that changes someone. It forces growth. It forces honesty. It forces them to confront their emotions instead of running from them. So yes, the energy is intense. But it's real. And if you've been waiting for clarity, here it is. You didn't imagine it. This person is affected. This person is attached. This person is struggling to keep control. And they're getting closer to the moment where it shows. Their behavior toward you has completely changed. And the truth is, you didn't do anything to cause it. You weren't chasing, forcing, or asking for anything. Somehow, things just shifted. No matter how hard they try to move on, their thoughts keep coming back to you. When they imagine being with someone, it's always you that shows up in their mind. They can't stand the idea of you with someone else. Even small things, someone complimenting you or showing interest, trigger jealousy they didn't expect. They catch themselves reacting strongly and then wonder why they felt that way. For a long time, they tried to deny their feelings, telling themselves it wasn't real, that it was just friendship. But the signs kept piling up, and they couldn't ignore it anymore. They're watching you from a distance, paying attention to your life, wondering who you talk to and whether there's someone special in your world. It's because they've realized that life doesn't feel right without you in it. What started as attraction has turned into something deeper. Yes, they're drawn to you physically. But what really pulls them in is your energy. You're not chasing them. You're not asking for attention. You're grounded, calm, and complete on your own. They can't read you fully, and that uncertainty is driving them crazy. This is someone who's usually in control, logical, and disciplined. But around you, that control is breaking. They want to protect you, claim you, and be seen by you all at once. And the reason it's affecting them so deeply is simple. You don't need them, and that makes them want you even more. No one can control you. No one can pull you into a possessive obsession and make you shrink yourself just so they feel safe. And that's exactly what your energy is showing right now: strength. Real strength. The kind of strength that doesn't yell. It doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. It simply stands there and says, I know who I am. And this person? They feel that. They feel it deeply. Because the more you stay grounded, the more pressure builds inside them. Not because you're doing anything to them, but because your calm exposes their lack of control. Your self-respect challenges their comfort zone. Your silence, your confidence, your peace. It's making their restraint feel heavy. It's like you're already at the top of a mountain, steady, complete, aware. And they're still at the bottom, just beginning the climb. They want to reach you, but they know they can't reach you with half effort. They can't reach you with excuses. They can't reach you with mixed signals. If they want you, they have to climb. They have to prove they're serious. They have to show real consistency. And deep down, they know it's not going to be easy. Because you're not standing there needy. You're not standing there incomplete. You're standing there whole. You've reached a point where you don't need anyone to make you feel chosen. You've learned how to choose yourself. You've learned how to love yourself in a way that makes your energy different. And when someone meets a person like that, it does something to them. It shifts the dynamic. You've awakened your inner power. You've tapped into a level of self-awareness that most people don't reach until they've been hurt enough times to finally say, never again. You've elevated yourself. And the elevation has changed your standards. It's changed what you tolerate. It's changed what you accept. You can tell the difference now between attention and real love. Between attachment and real connection. Between someone wanting you and someone being ready for you. And that's why you're not here for shallow things anymore. You're not here to entertain confusion. You're not here to be someone's option. You're not here for a surface-level bond that looks good in moments but collapses when it's time to show up for real. You're not built for that. Your soul doesn't even respond to that anymore. Yes, you're a giver. You love deeply. You care deeply. When you choose someone, you choose them with real loyalty. But you're not the version of yourself that will keep giving and giving while losing pieces of you. You're not sacrificing yourself for love anymore. You're not lowering yourself just to keep a connection alive. You've learned that real love doesn't require you to abandon yourself. So now, if someone wants your attention, your time, your love, if someone wants to claim you, they have to do it with action, with effort, and with truth. And this person knows that. That's what's making them feel pressure. Because they've been holding back. They've been watching. They've been thinking. They've been waiting. Maybe they told themselves they had time. Maybe they thought they could take it slow, stay comfortable, keep you in a safe distance, keep things unspoken. But the longer they hold it in, the more intense it becomes inside them. It's like a build-up. The kind where at first they can pretend it's nothing. They can distract themselves. They can act like they're fine. But then it starts showing up in their day-to-day life. It interferes with their focus. It creeps into their thoughts when they don't want it to. It makes them restless. It makes them check for you, think about you, wonder about you, compare everyone else to you. And now, their patience is thinning. Not because they're bored, but because they are afraid. They know you're visible. They know people notice you. They know your energy stands out. Even if you're not trying to stand out. You do. Even if you're just living your life. You still pull attention. Because when someone becomes whole, when someone becomes confident, when someone starts glowing differently, it's like the world can sense it. And they know it too. They know you're not deprived of options. You're not lacking attention. You're not someone who has to beg to be chosen. If you wanted, you could have someone. And they hate that reality, because it means they're not the only one who can reach you. So in their mind, it becomes a race. If I don't step up, someone else will. And that's why what they've been calling restraint is now turning into exhaustion. They're tired of holding back. They're tired of acting like they don't care. They're tired of being silent. They're tired of watching from a distance. And deep inside, they're realizing something they can't ignore anymore. Waiting this long was a mistake, because they can feel a turning point. They can feel that your life is moving forward. They can feel that you're not stuck anymore. They can feel that you're not sitting around hoping they'll finally decide. Your energy says, I'm not waiting. I'm building. I'm rising. I'm living. And that glow up, your growth, your confidence, your emotional maturity, it's triggering them. It's pushing them over the edge. It's like they've been standing right on the edge, trying to hold on to control, trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it quiet. And now your energy is the final push. Because they're seeing you differently now. Maybe they didn't notice how powerful you were before. Or maybe they noticed, but they didn't take it seriously. Maybe they thought you would always be reachable. Maybe they thought you would always be available. Maybe they thought they could delay and still come back whenever they wanted. But now they're sensing distance. And that distance might not be physical. You could be in the same place, in the same circle, still connected in some way. But spiritually and emotionally, it feels far. It feels like you've leveled up, and they're still trying to catch up. Like you're already sitting in your power, on your throne, while they're still taking small steps at the bottom of the hill. And that distance is loud to them now. Because they know they have to cover it. They have to bridge that gap. They have to rise to your level. They have to come with more than words. And the fear is real. Someone else could want you. Someone else could choose you. Someone else could reach you before they do. So the energy is clear. They're reaching their limit. This is a breaking point. They're done playing safe. They're done staying passive. They're done flirting from a distance, watching quietly, acting like they have all the time in the world. Something inside them is snapping into action. And when they move, they're going to move fast. It's going to feel sudden. It's going to feel intense. It's going to feel like they can't hold it in anymore. Because once a person reaches that point, it's not slow steps anymore. It's urgency. It's momentum. It's, I can't keep pretending. And the biggest reason they can't forget you is this: your honesty. There's something about you that's dangerously real. You're blunt in the best way. You speak from the heart. You don't dress things up just to be liked. You don't play games to keep someone guessing. You don't hide what you feel just to keep peace. You have this direct, fearless energy that makes people feel exposed, because they can't manipulate you. They can't confuse you. They can't control you with silence. And that's why they fell. Because you're not just attractive. You're not just interesting. You're not just sweet. You're strong. You're aware. You're whole. And being around someone like that forces them to face themselves. It forces them to face what they truly want. It forces them to face what they've been avoiding. So yes, the shift is here. They feel it. You feel it. Everything is about to change. Because you're not the kind of person someone can keep at a distance forever. Not when you're glowing like this. Not when you know your worth like this. Not when your energy is calling in something real. And now they're realizing, if they want you, they can't stay on the sidelines anymore. They have to step forward and show you they're serious. Or they risk losing you to the life you're building. And the love you deserve. Listen carefully. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. Your energy is calm and grounding. When people come near you, they feel settled, like their thoughts slow down. And for the person on your mind, this feeling goes deeper than they expected. You activate something in them. They're used to being in control, but around you that control weakens. Not because you push, but because you don't try. They want to show you their genuine side, the caring, steady, emotionally real version of themselves. With you, their feelings don't feel temporary. They feel constant. This isn't random or passing. It keeps coming back. You influence them in a quiet way, energetically, emotionally. They imagine private moments with you, soft conversations, longer eye contact, the space between you slowly closing. What pulls them in isn't just attraction. It's the idea of you choosing them back. This happened because you didn't need them. You are already grounded, living your life, standing in your power. They're used to being wanted, but you didn't chase. You allowed silence. You allowed mystery. And that challenged them. They feel jealousy, but they hide it. They observe who gets close to you, who has your attention. And there was a moment when they realized you could walk away, that you don't need them. That's when attraction turned into urgency. Now they're torn. One part wants to stay guarded. The other knows that if they don't act, someone else might. So you'll start noticing changes, more effort, more intention, less casual energy. When they move, it won't be dramatic. It'll be clear. You didn't force this. You simply stayed true to yourself. And that awakens something real in them. Yes, they want you. But remember, this isn't about chasing. It's about recognition. You're not meant to run after intensity. You're meant to be chosen by it.